Hello YouTube, Caliber here, and today we're starting something completely brand new, a new series, Brawlhalla Coaching, where anybody could send in their replays and we'll watch it here, see some things that you could have did better, see some things that you could have done, or maybe even things you never thought about that you could do or should do. You can send in your replays at any elo, 1200, 3000, a million, it doesn't matter. There's always something that you could do better in any game, and just any type of general knowledge or tips or tricks or concepts, even anything to reflect on your own game is a very crucial thing to do if you're really trying to improve in Brawlhalla. And learning off of someone else's replay is also really it could be really good for you. Just taking general things and applying them to your own gameplay, improving in any way. A 3000 elo person could learn something from watching a 1200 elo replay, you know? Like, you never know what type of different ideas that can make you think about your own gameplay. And if you could take anything from anything that I say and apply it to your own gameplay and make you better in that way, hey, that's super dope. I just want to see everybody with that mindset of getting better, or that will. I feel like any type of material that they can get would be helpful. I've played this game for thousands of hours and I have a lot of experience in it. I know a lot about the game, for good or bad, you know. But yeah, today we have a game versus Dre and Boomie. Hey Dre, maybe some of you know him. He streams on Twitch. He predominantly plays SHANG, has a level 100 SHANG on PS4 and PC. Kind of crazy. And then, you know, Boomie speaks for himself. The man is insane. So let's get into it. I haven't seen this game yet, but it looks like Boomie wins by 1 stock. So this looks like Trade kind of gets thrashed. We'll see though. So right out the gate, Dre does not pick up the weapon. Interesting. Boomie was like tabbed out and he didn't pick up the weapon. That might be bad for him. That down air on the punish, okay. No follow-up though. Playing someone like Boomie, you already have this notion in your head, like the amount of skill that this person has. So sometimes doing options like that dare, you just completely respect anything that Boomie could do out of it. Dre trying to go for the weapon gets highlighted. Why is my camera? There we go. That was really interesting that I saw. So this sidelight right here that Boomie does, Dre knows this matchup with Cannon, and it's scary. It's a scary matchup. So what does he do? He does absolutely nothing. This man just drops his controller. He knows that one wrong dodge, especially in this scenario right here, one wrong dodge, you're dead against Cannon. And Dre knows that. Boomie knows that. That's why he does this double sidelight here. The first time that Boomie hits the sidelight right here off of this punish, he does a dare, right? This is to keep Dre honest to dodge. They reset the neutral. Dre tries to throw out an attack, catching Boomie's approach, but Boomie has no threat right here and anything that Dre could do with unarmed. So what does he do? He just waits for Dre, and Dre is rushed. He rushed to pick an option right here, and he gets punished. You see how Boomie waits and sidelights again? That's because he was waiting for the dodge, but Dre just didn't dodge, so he just sidelighted again. Dre does absolutely nothing, so Boomie kind of is like, he's in this limbo state where he expected Dre to dodge, especially after the second sidelight, but Dre just doesn't do anything, so Boomie just resets and goes back to stage. Dre tries to catch out the recovery, but doesn't, gets punished for that. Just bad spacing. And Dre's kind of just looking for a hit right here. He finally gets the weapon. Good set right here. You can see that Boomie was ready to hit him with whatever. He was going in for a sidelight because Dre had no options right here. So what do you do when you have no options in the air? Especially on this corner of the stage. There's only so many things that Dre could do right here. Here, let me. I could do this. I could do this. Hold up. Hold up. Okay. Boom. All right. So in this scenario right here, wait, maybe we should change. Pick a different color. Okay. So in this scenario right here, Dre he has so little options. Did he dodge? He didn't dodge. Okay. So he has his dodge, I think. Maybe not. Regardless, he falling stairs right here. Boomie knows that. He's on the edge of the stage. He can go off stage. Excuse me. So what does Boomie do? He tries to side light, but Dre stops it with the falling stair. It's just a really good option on Spear to cover. Another thing that a lot of players would have done is throw their weapon, but that's not the best thing. It leaves you super defenseless. Boom. He misses the neutral light right here. That's interesting. So he punishes the side light with his own side light, but he doesn't go for any option. Boomie still dodges regardless. Dre spot dodges here because he knows about Cannon Dare. He knows that Cannon Dare covers this angle right here. So what does he do? Dre, he spot dodges, Boomie dodges away. Like, that's just the pressure that exists and that Dre's being mindful of. Maybe a little too mindful. He was just scared of that option. Boomie dodges away for free. Dre. Boomie goes off the stage and dares. Dre clips the side light. That is so much damage. And he gets the nair. This scenario right here, super good for Dre. Oh, he misses the Sarah though. Like in this scenario, this edge guard, Dre kind of rushed this edge guard. He could have been a little more careful, but he knows. He also knows at this point that Boomie, he never dodged. Like this whole sequence of attacks, Boomie never dodged. So what Dre should have did right here, as soon as he knew that Boomie could have dodged, like at this point right here, Boomie, I'm pretty sure he just uses recovery, right? No, he used the Sair. He used the Sair in the jump, so he still has his recovery. Boomie has his recovery. Boomie has his dodge. Boomie could Sair. Boomie could dare. Boomie has a lot of options right here, especially with Cannon, because Sair lets you get back to the stage very easily. And he still has all this. He still has all this area right here. Where he is right now, he has all this area to fall down and just Sair to the ledge. So what Dre should have did right here and not rushed, because he played this sequence perfectly after the nair. He reset his jumps on the ledge. He should have just waited for Boomie, or jump towards Boomie in this scenario right here. Jump towards Boomie, not throw an attack, and wait to see what Boomie did. Maybe not as fully as he did, like right here, just jump, wait for Boomie to make an option. And if he doesn't do anything, that's when you just hit him with like a nair or something safe, a recovery. But he rushed the edge guard and goes for the Sair. Like right here, if he just jumped into this scenario and pressured Boomie to dodge, you guys already know what he could have did. He pressures this dodge instead of throwing out this attack. And what does he do? Gravity cancels, down lights the other way. So much damage. Why is that thing up there? Ooh. That's rough. This was a good edge guard. Boomie kind of throws himself off stage for whatever reason, just playing over aggressive, not respecting Dre on the edge. Dre gets the dare for Boomie trying to just get back to the stage. And then the same thing happens. Well, not the same thing, but Boomie just trying to get back to the stage. He knows Cannon recovery has this obnoxious hitbox in the front, right? But Dre is Wu-Shang. So knowing this, not necessarily just the matchup, but knowing his character, Dre spaces out this side sig so that this recovery has no threat of hitting him. A recovery, a nair, anything couldn't have hit him, and he wouldn't have been punished for it. So this side sig completely safe, and it catches Boomie. Another. Dre does this again. He jumps off the stage for what reason? To attack Boomie, right? But Boomie still has his dodge. So in the same exact scenario, Dre could have jumped off the stage, and pressured Boomie to dodge. And like, why is it doing that? From this point, say Dre's not in an attack animation. From this point, Boomie has to dodge to the stage in some way, because he stuffed the recovery. Boomie is literally no options except for dodge. If Dre is right here, not attacking, there's no way Boomie could hit him either. Dre doesn't throw out an attack right here, baits out the dodge, that's a kill for sure. Boomie has to dodge to the stage. See, what if Dre didn't throw an attack right here? Say. He still tries to go for it. But Boomie dares back down. Very good option by Boomie. This is just a miss. Dre tries to catch Boomie jumping back to the ledge, but Boomie doesn't do that. And he does the same exact thing where he like fakes he's gonna jump towards the ledge but doesn't. He actually gets Dre right here. He misses the punish. Side sig right there. This is really good by Dre. Like, this is why, like, having knowledge of your character and your kit, because right here, another thing that if Dre wasn't Wu-Shang and he had spear, he could have neutralized or side-lighted. At this range that Boomie got hit by, how do I go back a little bit? So this range that Boomie landed at, this dodge, this range that Boomie landed at unarmed, he has no offensive pressure on anything that he could do. So this side sig is absolutely free, and Dre knows that. He capitalized on that. Just understanding the opportunities that you have to attack, especially with a sig or any type of, like maybe a downlight with sword, just knowing that Boomie has no weapon here to hit you at all. Like, he doesn't have any range to hit you. This side sig is completely safe, because what was the other option? Boomie dodges down into the stage. What does he do? He has to go this way. If he doesn't go this way, he's gonna get hit. And if he goes this way and Dre still does this side sig, he's not gonna get punished, because he can't punish from the front. He has to go all the way to get this weapon. Dre actually jumps down here to pressure out an option by Boomie, which is really good. And wow, that's beautiful. So he does the thing that I was talking about. He jumps down, pressures this jump out of Boomie. Boomie dodges too, because Dre still has this pressure of gauntlets, dare, gauntlet, ground pound. He still has this pressure of having a weapon. So that is exactly what I was talking about before. And what does he get? He gets the GC sidelight. He had the recovery, right? Oh, he didn't have a recovery. He did have a recovery. I don't know why he didn't recover him. Nair recovery is still true though. He just missed it. He didn't have enough momentum going forward. Boomie, again, right here, exact same scenario about just pressuring options. Dre is in this scenario right here. Boomie knows that he could die to a Sair. So what does he do? He dodges in, but Dre just doesn't do anything. He has no options. Oh, he does have options. But he does. He dodges in, catches the dare, and it's a clean stock. This is really good. Boomie goes to get the weapon. That's just calling out a dodge. Something that you could do right here. He has to go get this weapon. So Dre knows that he's safe to get back on the stage. But what does he do? He gets on the stage. Boomie has this. Now he has that pressure with a weapon that he could do. He could do downlight. He could do sidelight. He could do neutral light. He has so many options right here. And Dre spot dodges thinking that he would do one. Boomie just waits. Something that you should be doing, especially in this scenario, you know that they have to leave to get the... Well, they don't have to leave, but they're going to leave to get the weapon. You have to go around this way. And then Boomie has to make a decision whether he's going to jump or wait for you. And then at that point, you have that You have so many options in the air, especially in Brawlhalla, to maneuver around. It just makes it harder. He's gonna be in a bad spot either way. It just makes it harder for Boomie. And sometimes that's all that you really can do, is make the situation for your opponent as hard as possible. If you're in an unideal situation and you're out of anything that you could do, another example of this would be if a perfect example, when you're off stage and all right, here we go. Okay, here's a ground pound. This is an unarmed ground pound. Okay, and you're off stage over here. Absolutely no options. Absolutely no options except for dodge. Instead of dodging into the stage like this, you're gonna die regardless. Especially if this person's just floating and they know you have one dodge. You're gonna die regardless if you jump into this stage right here. Whoops. Let me change the color. If you dodge into this stage, you're gonna die regardless, because all this person has to do is ground pound, right? So you have no options but dodge. The person knows that you have to dodge into the stage at this exact moment. Say you're like down here, right? You have to dodge into this stage at this exact moment. They prep a ground pound. I know you know what I'm talking about. So instead of dodging in this scenario, what you should do is dodge up. So this person is, even if you know that you're gonna die if you dodge up, the fact that they're going down to ground pound you right here, your preemptive dodge up when they think you're going to the ledge because you're dead. If you hit them with a Sare or Dare, with whatever weapon, say you're unarmed too, you hit them with a Sare or a Dare, you get your chase dodge and you could chase dodge up again. And then you have like all this time to touch this ledge right here. And they didn't expect you to dodge up. So you get that hit, you get your chase dodge, and now you have more time to touch the ledge right here. So in scenarios where you think you're going to die, you're absolutely gonna die. Like, your only way of living, literally your only way of living, is dodging into the stage right here. But this other person knows that too, so they try to cover this only option that you have without thinking about the other option you have, which is dodging up. And instead of dying, you hit them, and you completely save yourself by hitting them. That's just something that that's just choosing your option. Like, you either go for your permanent death or you go for the option that gives you a chance of surviving. I don't know why I'm laggy. This weapon throw right down, this weapon throw down right here, Dre just used his dodge and his jump. This weapon throw down here covers his landing. It's a thing that a lot of people do to cover their landing. It's super, I wouldn't say it's necessarily 100% safe, because this person, like Boomie, could have spot dodged that or not gotten hit by it, and then Dre would be unarmed in the air. It's like, it's a weird thing with Brawlhalla, how those weapon throws completely change like dynamics of landing and advantage and disadvantage state. He goes for a read right here. Interesting. He gets his dodge, but he doesn't really do anything with it. And again, we're in this scenario where Boomie is edge guarding Dre. And this was a YOLO. Boomie is at this point, Boomie is down. So anything that triggers in your brain when you're down, like, you're just gonna play safer or you're gonna play crazier. Boomie chose to play safer right here. Hold on. So what does he do? Dre jumps out this way, right? And at this point, Dre has no jumps. All Dre has is a dodge. So what does Boomie do? What is Dre? Dre's only option is to dodge into the stage, down to the stage, or up. Or else they'll just reset the same exact scenario, and then they'll do it again. But what Dre does is gravity cancel. He gravity cancels his downlight in this direction, covering Boomie that was standing right here. But considering these options that Dre had, Boomie just backs up. He backs up to cover all of these options. Even though that Boomie most likely did not expect this downlight to happen. The amount of time it took Dre to get into this position to have these options, which would be more traditional options. All Boomie has to do is back up and cover for those. Erase. Okay. And what does he do? He downlights. And then you already see Boomie immediately ready to go in. I don't know why it's doing that. This weapon throw, kind of weird. So Boomie just uses gravity cancel. 2 jumps in recovery, right? Dre kind of just goes off stage and throws his weapon down. Like, this could have been a dare. I don't know. Dare would have put him in a better position too. It would have been more damage. It would have just been more. This weapon throw is completely useless. But Boomie respects it and goes to the ledge. And now this scenario switch where Dre is on the edge guard. And tries to catch the downlight. Okay, the same exact scenario that just happened with Dre, but Boomie chooses a safer option. But it's still the same exact thing. When you're going back to the ledge, what Dre does, this back away from any attack that, like, any potential Sair, any potential dodge in, this back up is the easiest thing that you could do in order to catch somebody trying to get back on the stage, especially if they're trying to land on the stage right here. So this limited amount of space that Boomie has, whether he decides to jump up here and Sair, which he does, or jump up here and dodge in, Dre backing up here not only is completely safe, but allows him to have the correct positioning to punish Boomie really hard. So just positioning yourself off the edge guard instead of always going for an attack is the easiest way to catch somebody doing stuff like this. That was a good spot dodge by Boomie. Why is my computer tripping? I'm sorry guys, my computer kind of sucks. Let's see what happens. See, this time Boomie goes in for the attack right here. But Dre, this is just pure, like, respect to Boomie. Dre is scared of the options that Boomie has right here. As soon as he does this downlight off the stage, Dre jumps up again. And then he gives Boomie this free space. This is insane reaction by Boomie. This threat of... The threat that Boomie had made Dre dodge. And then it's like the same exact thing, but they both dodge thinking each other's gonna attack. Dre misspaces that, goes for the Sair immediately. Boomie reacts instantly to where Dre's gonna land with the Sair. Downlight recovery. That was all reaction on Boomie. He didn't have to do any reads. This is really good by Dre. This is a very interesting, like, option. The weapon spawns right here. Oh, let me play a little forward. So he hits that side light. Boomie is so far away, right? And Dre is, like, presumably he dashes straight towards the weapon. So presumably, Boomie's mind right now is like, Boomie's mind right now is like Dre's going to get the weapon. This is a very common, like, it's kind of like a trick. I've caught in plenty of people doing this too. Boomie is not ready for this option that Dre just turns around and sidelights. Because in his mind, he has his mind set that Dre is dashing towards the weapon right now. Because that is just, it's like Occam's razor, you know? The most likely outcome is the most plot. What is it? I sound super stupid. It's like, why did I bring that up? I don't even know where I drove that from. But If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. The most plausible scenario is most likely the answer. I think that's what it's like. I don't know. But this sidelight right here catches Boomie completely off guard. Boomie actually spaces. Maybe I was wrong. Was I just wrong? I thought you hit him with a sidelight. A side sig right here would have hit him though. I think that was just reaction on Boomie. Okay, I was wrong. I was completely wrong. Boomie was ready. Boomie's just goated. But a lot of players, okay, most players would have just assumed that Dre's going for the weapon. If Dre did a side sig right here, he would have hit Boomie. And then a thing, you know, just Brawlhalla players do. Dre misses an attack, jump spot dodge. And then he downlights the wrong way. See, in this scenario, being unarmed in Brawlhalla is, especially at the higher levels, being unarmed in Brawlhalla is such a disadvantage. It's so bad being unarmed. Side air. Waited for the sidelight. This is big damage. Yep. You probably could have even killed him right there. All because Dre, at this point right here, this is Dre's opportunity to get the weapon. Like, he needs this weapon. But he doesn't. Prioritizing the weapon is something that you need to do. 100%. Now all of this situation is just bad. At this neutral light by Boomie, it was ambitious, and it's gonna allow Dre to go get the weapon. Presumably, I don't know if he is or not. But if Boomie were just waiting here, then you could see Dre doesn't have anything but dodge. If Boomie just waited here on this edge, Dre probably would have died. Highlights there. Again, Dre doing the weapon throw down to cover his landing. Mispunished by Dre. Right here, he went for the big punish to a side sig, but he didn't have the spacing for it. He dashed, so it pivoted the side sig. If it didn't pivot the side sig, he would have got it. So just that very, very minimal delay between you using a move directly after you dash and you waiting like the 2 frames or whatever it takes for you to not turn around, that's super important. When the heat of the game, it's really difficult to do. So you can see that Boomie does the same exact thing right here, where he just goes back for Dre dodging into the stage just to catch the landing. He just misses the punish. See, this situation right here, this is why throwing your weapon is not always good. Dre just throws his weapon down immediately, knowing that Boomie, like, this isn't based on reaction to the recovery. This is based on, I just got hit into the air. The safest thing for me to do is throw my weapon down, just in case Boomie were to recover, which he does, but he doesn't get hit by the weapon throw. Like, Dre's mind already is thinking, throw my weapon down. And that's a bad habit. And he just runs into that. Misses his punish. I don't know why Dre ran through him right there. He missed his punish. Boomie could have sidelighted him, like, Boomie just goes for the raw down sig to catch the landing. Boomie's kind of just crazy throwing out attacks. Like, this is the type of pressure that you could put on the other person when they don't have a dodge. Okay, so in this scenario, Dre, he goes high now. Instead of jumping into the stage right here, dodging away or throwing out an attack like we've seen, he decides to go high this time. Boomie tries, but he misses in there. Now Dre has no options in the air and is unarmed. He's able to get this air though. That's lucky. Right here, Boomie had all the control right here. But wait, what did Boomie try to do? He tries to go for a side light. So the same exact scenario that happened before when Dre hit the Sair in the beginning with Spear and missed his neutral light. He did the same thing. He just beat out Cannon Sair. Side light, I mean. This weapon throw right here. Good Dre wanted gauntlets. He saw that this weapon spawned, and Dre is more comfortable with gauntlets, so he throws a spear right here. But what he could have did, you can see Boomie throwing his weapon too, to cover his landing. And Boomie actually gets it. Like, it's riskier. This is just like a completely neutral option. He just lost. Now he's in a bad spot again. He goes high again, and Boomie didn't have an answer for it. Boomie had an answer for every time that Dre hovered in this area right here to do an attack or dodge in. But the amount of times that Dre actually went high, he never had a proper option for to cover. Erase. Dre goes for a YOLO Sig. Sig is so bad. Boomie is, the time that Dre starts the Sig, this is like having a kill option in your mind and knowing that you're down in the stock, right? So you have this kill option in your mind and you kind of trick yourself into like, I have to kill with this option. Like that side Sig starts when Boomie is like over here. That was good. That is Dre keeping Boomie honest, and Boomie doesn't dodge. Oh, he uses gravity cancel. I don't know if he had a dodge back. Gravity cancels last 3 seconds. That might have been like on the tail end. Keeping your opponent honest is very important though. Like you can see right here, this is a very, very like high level thinking play by Boomie. Well, it's not very high level, but it's like a layered level of thinking. So he gets sidelight right here, and he is fresh on a new stock, right? So Boomie could eat some hits before he's equaled up with Dre. He could eat some hits. Getting hit by this sidelight and potentially getting hit by this Nair that Dre could have did, but he didn't do because he expected Boomie to dodge. So instead of throwing out the option that would have just hit Boomie, he waits and Boomie just gets away for free. If Boomie were to dodge right here, he would have ate a string that would have potentially evened up the game from this health. But if he did, even if Dre hit the Nair here, all that Dre could do would be Nair recovery or Nair Sair, and then Boomie could dodge out of that option. So eating damage, especially like white on a new stock and you have a lead, just taking that risk of not dodging gives you potentially a higher reward for if you were to dodge and be wrong. So just weighing out those two options in your head is something to consider. See, right now, if Boomie dodged right there, he potentially could be equal. But now, he's just not hurt at all because Dre didn't. That is super interesting. This is something that I've really only seen Dre do. Neutral light, chase dodge forward, down recovery. It's a really interesting option. You see like Boomie right here. Sidelight dare, trying to keep Dre honest, and he dodges. That was super big. Side air. This neutral light covers spot dodges and dodge away, I would guess. And then Boomie doesn't have a dodge. He tries to wake up down air, but he just doesn't have the frames. Dre gets a lot of damage off of that. This ground pound right here is insane. Dre is below him. He just did his recovery. He has no options, and Boomie knows that. He has no way to hit him if Boomie just holds this ground pound. And Dre goes right underneath it. And he gets the nair. This recovery, that sucks. This is a thing that I struggle with as well. This dodge through right here, he dodges the Sair, right? I don't know if he would have got hit by that or not. It was a little high. I don't think he would have got hit, but he dodges through and then Sairs immediately. He thinks that he has enough time to punish this, but he just doesn't. So like knowing your matchup, not necessarily just the matchup, but just knowing canon and gauntlets, I'm pretty sure Cider stalls your... Yeah, it stalls your vertical movement. So Dre isn't falling down. Dre is not falling down, but as soon as Boomie Sairs, he is falling down. So Boomie's able to fall down faster than Dre's able to hit him. And that's just knowing that you can't punish certain things. Always going for the punish isn't necessarily good, especially if there's no way you to hit. And he eats a recovery for it, and he's unarmed. But luckily a weapon spawns right there. What happened there? Dre missed the true combo? Again, Boomie's not dodging, because if he dodges wrong, he could die. But if he doesn't, if he dodges wrong, let's go back. If Boomie dodges wrong, he could die, right? In this scenario, Boomie dodges wrong, he's dead. I said that 3 times. But if he gets hit and doesn't dodge, if he doesn't dodge and gets hit, he's gonna get into red. But he could dodge a kill option. He's saving his dodge for a kill option, not for a string, because he could afford to take the damage. That was super YOLO. This is like tension right here. Super close game, and you're trying to get these options, or you're trying to get these any type of poke or hit that you can get. Boom, misses the punish. He's dead to that. So Dre missing here. Dre throwing out these attacks and missing. This is a true combo that he... The only way to get this is if he had momentum going forward, but he didn't. So he shouldn't have went for this. Boomie actually jumps up though to punish the recovery at the peak of it. So that was a really close game. A little long. I went over probably like too many things, but I think it was super interesting seeing them play. Anytime watching Boomie play is pretty crazy. He is a very, very good player, and Dre brought it to a very, very close game, especially at the end. He started getting a lot of momentum. But yeah, just staying solid and sticking to your fundamentals. Boomie was able to win that, and not showing Dre the respect for his moves, because until like the last part of it, Dre didn't demand any respect from his attacks, especially that side light waiting for a nair. If Boomie doesn't dodge, he's in no threat. So yeah. Good game. And yeah, send in your replays. If you I'm probably gonna make an email, so you could email that, and then you could send your replays in there. You can send them in through a video, or you can send them through like a replay file from the computer. itself in your replay tab on Brawlhalla. If you're on console, that's why I said you can make a video and send it to me. I'm pretty sure Xbox and PS4 both have a way of doing that, and the Switch too. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you learned anything, or were able to take anything away from that. And until next time, I'm out. Peace.